How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Not much news today, so we're going to go straight to the charts. We did get rejected by our Fibonacci level on our total, which this total is everything except Ethereum and Bitcoin. By the way, if I'm super hot right now and sweaty, sorry, 3D printer's going. I figured out how to get this ABS to work, but we're going to use a different brand probably. Our stochastic is starting to roll over, the RSI is starting to head up, the VWAP is starting to roll away, and the money flow is coming up. The momentum wants to come up as well, but the VWAP's looking like it could start to drop down. If that happens, our momentum will follow. Over on Bitcoin dominance, we are kind of bouncing on our support for our flag. If we do break this tomorrow or tonight, then we would be in jeopardy of seeing lower price action. Our money flow is starting to taper away from our neutral and overall pushing down. The VWAP has broken into the bearish territory, and the stochastic and RSI are both falling. The momentum has a red dot that wants to bring us down. So overall, we're more bearish looking than bullish right here. So tomorrow, if we get another red candle, we could break this pattern. And at that point, you would want to look for a confirmation of a breakdown. If we get a confirmation of a breakdown, then we would see lower price action. Remember, a confirmation of a breakdown is when you see a candle followed by another candle. Usually with Bitcoin, sometimes it's a little too late. But like here, you'd have your red candle followed by another red candle. A confirmation for the full breakdown here would have been getting a red candle after this red candle. We got a green one. So that tells you we wanted to come back up, just like back here. We did get a confirmation, but we didn't really push too much further after. So sometimes it doesn't quite work on Bitcoin. Over on our futures, we are continuing to drop down. Our stochastic is starting to roll away. Our VWAP is starting to push away. And our RSI is starting to come down. The money flow overall is coming out. And the momentum is in jeopardy of curling over here. So overall, we do look like we could start to see some rejection and see more downside. Over on Bitcoin, we have a red candle, kind of keeping us within this pattern. So if we get another red candle tomorrow, we'll likely round off and start to drop down. Our stochastic is starting to head down. Our RSI is starting to roll over. Our VWAP is starting to roll over. And the momentum is starting to roll over. So overall, the daily looks like it could start to push down from here. Money flow is also struggling in the bearish territory. Over on the 4 hour here, we could have some sort of double top, but we are going kind of sideways, so that could save us. It could act more as a symmetrical triangle, which could end up breaking us to the upside as a bull flag that could give us continual pushes up. Our money flow is maintaining bullish action. Our VWAP's in the bullish territory. Our momentum is starting to curl up with a green dot. Our stochastic's starting to push up. And our RSI is starting to move up. Remember, tonight's going to be meme coin night. I didn't get any response on what other days you guys would like that. So leave a comment if you want a specific couple days. Our stochastic is starting to roll over. Our RSI is starting to roll over. The money flow is overall in a bullish trend, but it's in jeopardy of pushing lower here. The momentum is getting lower highs, and the VWAP is getting lower highs as well. So overall, we could lose some of this bullish momentum if we don't get some strength here. Over on the 1 hour, we are trying to push our resistance. Our stochastic is trying to move up. Our RSI is pretty flat. Our momentum is pushing forward. And our VWAP is getting lower highs. The money flow is also starting to lose some strength here. So if the VWAP and money flow flip to the bearish side, we're likely going to see lower price action from here. Over on graph for the daily, we are starting to pull back and reject away from that flag and stay more within our channel. So keep that in mind. It doesn't mean we're over just because we could start to fall. It does mean we could see this bullish channel still play out, see the bearish pattern play out, take us down right around here possibly, not get the full breakout, and then push up. Our stochastic's starting to roll away, our RSI's starting to roll away, our VWAP's starting to kind of taper off, and our money flow is struggling to get through this neutral. The momentum wants to come up, but if the VWAP starts to taper off here, then the momentum's likely going to follow it down. Over on the 4 hour, we are getting lower highs starting, so we could start a bit of a bearish trend here. Our momentum is coming down, it wants to roll up, but our VWAP is trying to push that neutral, and our money flow is trying to push the neutral as well. So the money flow and the VWAP can break through this neutral here on those lower time frames. It would need to continue bullish action. Then we could continue forward from here and break away from our bullish channel sooner rather than later. And then we could just leave this bear flag behind, and that could be all it had. Our money flow is trying to come up. Our VWAP is trying to push up, like I said. So I would keep an eye on these to break through to the bullish side. Over on the 2 hour, our RSI is kind of losing some steam. It's not really getting much new highs. Price is kind of staying flat. It's meeting some resistance right around this 875 where we've had this previous trend. So I would watch closely if we can break through or not. The momentum's getting lower highs. The VWAP is starting to round off. The money flow is struggling to push higher. It is starting to come back down. So if the money flow flips into the bearish territory, that could start a breakdown. Over on the 1 hour, we are getting a reversal arrow that wants to break us away. We were overall in the descending channel, so that could try to pump us up. That might be about all we get, and then we could get a rejection. So I would watch out. The money flow is starting to taper off and flip back to the bearish side, so if it falls into the bearish territory, we're likely going to get a leg down from here. The VWAP is starting to curl away, and the momentum is in jeopardy of curling away as well. Over on Anchor for the daily, we are breaking within our pattern, so most of our coins fell, but Anchor's jumping today. Our stochastic is starting to round off, our RSI is pushing forward, the VWAP is starting to round off, the money flow is pushing toward that neutral, so that could be positive for us, and the momentum wants to come through. So if the VWAP can maintain bullish strength and the money flow can cross through here, we're likely going to see continued price action up and test the top of our bull flag, or bear flag rather. If we break through the top of our bear flag, then we would push to our value area low. Over on this 4 hour, our stochastic is starting to round off. Our RSI is overall losing steam, even though price wants to continue up. Our momentum wants to come up. Our money flow is pretty flat here, and our VWAP has fallen to the bearish territory, so our VWAP is in danger of seeing lower price action. Over on the 2 hour, our RSI is trying to trend up. Our stochastic wants to make a little bit of a rebound, so we'll have to see if it can get a strong bullish cross. Our momentum is getting a green dot as our VWAP is trying to break bullish, and our money flow is trying to push forward. Our money flow is meeting resistance around a 10, so if it falls here, we're likely going to see lower price action. We do have a gap below us, so we do have an 80% chance to fall. We also have a gap down here yet, so we could fill that as well. Over on the 1 hour, zoom out, we have another gap right there. So a couple gaps that we could fill here on Anchor. Our RSI is heading up, our stochastic's trying to head up, the money flow is overall in a bearish trend. Our VWAP is trying to push up, and our momentum wants to push up as our VWAP's pushing up. But if the VWAP breaks to the bearish side, our longer term could start to lose its strength here. Over on the daily for XRP, we are getting rejected by our point of control for our volume profile, so that could be a negative sign for us. If we get a red candle after this, we could dump away like we did last time. Our stochastic is starting to roll away, our RSI is starting to taper off, our VWAP is starting to run flat, our money flow is starting to push under, and our momentum wants to go up, but if that VWAP starts to run flat and taper off from here, that momentum is going to do the same. Over on the 4 hour, we do have a potential for a bull flag to form here, so that could break us through our resistance. I would watch for that. That would be a bullish case for us. Our stochastic is starting to round off. Our momentum is starting to come down. The RSI is pretty flat. The money flow is starting to come out, and the VWAP is starting to trend away slightly. It's not really gaining strong bearish action, so I would watch it closely. Over on the 2 hour, we still have that flag possibility here, but it could also be a bit of a Bart Simpson as we're zigzagging around. Stochastic is taking a nosedive, our momentum is crashing, our RSI is pretty flat, and our money flow is starting to roll over. Our VWAP is maintaining bearish strength, so the medium term is maintaining bearish strength, and the longer term is starting to come down toward the bearish territory, so I would keep an eye on these. Our RSI in the 1 hour is starting to roll over. We have 2 manipulation X's that want to bring us down. Our money flow is overall starting to edge out and could end up in a bearish trend. Our momentum has bearish divergences. Our momentum has a red dot and it's in the bearish territory, as our VWAP is slightly in the bearish territory. So if these things maintain bearish and the money flow continues out, we're likely going to see a leg down from here. Over on Algo for the daily, we did kind of bounce away from our support. We came back down toward it, but didn't really stay around for too long. Stochastic is starting to run up, RSI wants to push up, our VWAP is trying to trend up, but the VWAP is kind of starting to flatten out. The money flow did break bullish, so we do have those in the bullish territory, the VWAP and money flow, so it is possible we could see a move to our value area low from here. Our momentum is trying to come up, so again, if all our other indicators and our dailies for like the total and stuff continue positive, we could see some continued price action up and regain some of those FUD losses. However, this could also be another touch for within our pattern, and we could see it just drop us down again, so don't get too hopeful. I would watch for some red candles. Our stochastic is starting to come down, the momentum is starting to come down. We do have a double red dot on the momentum bringing us down. The RSI does want to make a bounce, even though the stochastic is overall falling. The stochastic could start a bullish curl here, so that could try to save us. Our VWAP is trying to push through that neutral, so if the VWAP can cross through, our momentum will get a green dot, and we could get another push forward, permitting the lower time frame stay bullish. Over on the 2 hour, we are starting to kind of form a double top potential, so watch out for that. Our RSI is starting to head down. Our momentum is overall getting lower highs. Our money flow is starting to round away. Our VWAP is meeting rejection at this 10 zone where it's rejected several times before, so I would keep an eye on that as well. Our stochastic is starting to round out, so our RSI is starting to drop. Over on the 1 hour, we don't have too much hope for continued strength, but our stochastic is starting to round away here. Our VWAP is starting to come down. Our money flow is starting to trend away. Our momentum could start to come out as our VWAP is coming down. So overall, I would keep a watchful eye on the next few candles. If we start with a red candle and continue down from here, we could break down. Over to the meme coins. Like I said yesterday, I want some feedback. Plan on doing them like twice a week. I was thinking Saturday, Sunday, or like Saturday and Wednesday. So let me know what you think. We have bearish divergence or bearish candle setup here that could end up forming. Join the Discord if you're not familiar. Hit that thumbs up and join us with the subscribe. We are starting a little bit of a tweezer top that could end up breaking us away. This could be our retest that we warned of. Stochastic is starting to roll away. Our RSI is starting to roll away, and our VWAP is starting to come down. The money flow is pretty flat under that neutral, so I would watch out for continued price action down. The momentum does want to come up, but with the VWAP stalling, that could be in jeopardy. Over on the 4 hour, we do have a bit of an up channel here, so that is a bearish pattern that could break us down. Our stochastic starting to take a nosedive. We have bearish divergence on our momentum, bearish divergence forming on stochastic. Money flow starting to inch out, VWAP's coming down with a bearish trend, so overall we're not looking too positive. Over on the 2 hour, we have a manipulation X that wants to bring us down. Our stochastic is pushing away from a bullish cross and overall pushing lower. Our money flow is in a bit of a bearish trend and wants to break through the neutral, so if it flips bearish and the VWAP stays bearish, we're likely going to see another leg down. Over on the 1 hour, RSI is overall in a bearish trend. Our stochastic is starting to push away. The VWAP and the money flow both are bearish, bringing our momentum down with a red dot. If the VWAP and money flow continue down with more strength, we're likely going to get a leg down. Otherwise, if they roll over and cross back to the bullish side within the next few candles, we could see some continual upside. Over on SHIB, I accidentally deleted it because the video stopped recording partway through when I got to like the hourly on algo, so sorry for that, but we did break away from it. We didn't really make any new patterns, but we are in a bit of a downtrend here. That downtrend could push us to higher price action, as that is a bullish pattern. Our stochastic is starting to roll away, our RSI is overall pushing down, our VWAP is starting to push away, and the money flow is starting to reject away from neutral. The momentum is pushing up, but with the VWAP starting to flatten, that is in jeopardy to push lower. Over on the 4 hour, we do have a bit of a resistance that we met, and we are starting to fall away from it to some bit of a support. So if we can find support and bounce here, we're likely going to see continued price action up. But our stochastic is pushing out, the momentum's coming out, the RSI is pushing lower, the money flow is overall in a bearish trend, and the VWAP's overall in a bearish trend as well. So if these continue, we likely could start to bend away and see SHIB get more in line with the rest of the market and take more of a drop. Over on the 2 hour, our momentum wants to push up, but we're overall diverging as price goes up and our momentum stays pretty low. Our RSI has a divergence and our momentum has bearish divergence as well. Our money flow is overall trending out, but the stochastic wants to come back for a rebound, so if the stochastic can gain some strength, we could see some price action forwards. Over on the 1 hour here, we are seeing the stochastic run up. The RSI is overall pushing lower though, so watch out for that. Our money flow is overall pushing lower, and the VWAP seems to be struggling to maintain bullish strength. So if the VWAP breaks bearish and the money flow starts to waver here, we could start to fall more in line with the rest of the market. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.